Welcome back to Theresa.is.Dead. My name is Theresa and I'm very much alive. And if you're new here, welcome. I have an awful garbage mouth where I tend to use fuck as a comma. If you're not into that or weird shit in general, bitch, this is not the place for you. Feel free to X out the video here. No harm, no foul. But I'll remember our time fondly. If you want to jump straight to the overall review of the product, I'll leave a time code down below. Feel free to jump ahead. So I've been having a very weird, awful fucking week this week. Like, just awful. I basically started off this week by going to the bus stop where I normally take my bus in the mornings to head to work. A man pulled up and decided to show me his dick. So that was fun. The kicker of that was he had like a cell phone, but then he had like a map. He pulled up and he was like,
"Hey, do you have directions?"
And then he pulled up the map part and then his dick was out. But his dick was really small, so it was kind of hard for me to tell if that was his dick, but it was. I guess it was just more of like a shock thing for him. And for me, it was just like, I see weird shit all the time, bitch. This ain't nothing new for me. But what killed me is that there was a lady that was also coming to the bus stop, and when I guess she saw what was going on, she started like running up to the car and screaming and like threatening to fucking kill him, and I don't even know, like it was insane. Like to me, I was kind of like, whatever, it's a dick. I see dicks all the time. This lady took real offense to it. This woman comes over to me and is like, "Oh
my god, are you okay? Are you okay? Oh my god, I'm so sorry that had to happen to you."
And I said, it was fine. Like this was fine. Like this is fine. Which kind of is really funny to even think about that, because this is not fine. This is not okay. It happens so often that I'm so desensitized to it. A dick's a dick. I hope to see him again. He was fun. That dude had a small dick. Nothing really to write home about. Now, if he had a large dick, then I would be like, this was not even a snap. Like I was just like, oh, okay. I've seen better. In any case, that's kind of how my week started. And then work just got
progressively worse.
Where I just, almost quit 7 times. I really just wanted to fucking leave. But no, I can't, because, I have the thing called student loan debt and you gotta pay that, right? So that's awesome. But the kicker was on Friday, I got a call from my mom telling me what was going on in the old neighborhood that I used to live in. And long story short, a man threw himself in front of the train that I would normally take to go to work when I used to live in my old house. That's not the real super sad part. While that is incredibly sad, someone trying to take their life, what made it even that much worse is that they found a potential pipe bomb on him. And that sent me down a fucking spiral of just darkness and craziness and like mortality. Like it just really fucked me up. And I was thinking about my mom, and my mom normally takes a train around that time, and what if something fucking happened? Then my mom dies. Like I went crazy. The rest of the day was spent me researching, trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. They shut down my old block. There was a bomb squad, whole 9 yards. It was like fucking chaos. So on Friday, I also had the opportunity to leave early, which was a godsend because I was about to fucking kill somebody at my job. So I leave work, and instead of going home right away, I decided to just walk around the city, just walk around, clear my head, try to put myself in a better mood, because it was a very dark, fucking disgusting week. Lo and behold, I found myself kind of going into stores, buying shit that I really didn't need, whatever, because that's the thing about me. When I'm upset, I buy something to make me happy again. It's just a little sick thing about me. As I was coming out of the store, I run into this guy that was talking to me about children's charities, specifically about the school that they're trying to build in Zimbabwe to try to house these girls that don't have like literally a fighting chance. They basically just need donations to help their school, food and running water and feminine products. I think it's just because of the day that I was having. I literally melted down on the street and started crying hysterically into a puddle of fucking mess, thinking about these poor girls that like have no fucking chance in life. And I'm like,
oh my god, what can I do to help?
Lo and behold, I'm sponsoring a school now in Zimbabwe, so that happened. But I do want to put a side note that I did research the company after I signed up and did everything, and I did find that they are reputable, so that does make me very, very happy to know that my money is literally not going to nothing. Well, I mean, technically you never really know, do you? You can only hope that it goes to something. Okay, so that happened. So then I'm leaving. I wind up going into Lush because I just have never been into Lush really since 2006, and I just wanted to smell nice things even though I don't have a sense of smell.
No, I'm not to get mad if I fart too loud, okay?
I'm keeping that in.
Wow, you hit record?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tight butthole, bro. Sorry, my camera battery died. Okay. What was I saying? Lush. Long story short, I'm near the register and there happened to be like these little soaps that actually had a little shark fin in it. And I was asking the guy like, oh, what is this? He was telling me that it's about this organization and he was trying to stop shark finning, and I lost it. I was like,
I need the help.
because, you know, children are not enough. I also need to help the sharks. And I wound up like giving money to that and then buying a soap thing for it. Okay, so I figure, you know, I'm gonna go stop in Starbucks, get something before I have to take that long fucking train ride home back to Queens. And I wind up getting stopped by this woman who's like,
Hi.
and I'm like,
Hi.
by this point, I'm so fragile. And she's like,
Have you ever heard about Doctors Without Borders?
and I just lost it. And I was like,
I donated my money already. I donated it to a school in Africa and to shark finning. I do not have any more money to give you. I cannot give you any more money. I don't have it.
this woman looked terrified and she went,
Okay.
and then she just scampered away. That made me feel really good. And then I went down to the train station, came all the way home, fucking had like just a miserable Friday night with Alex. Like we were both miserable and just like eating ice cream, watching Fast and the Furious because that was the only thing that was making us happy. So this morning I wake up and I was in a little bit of a better mood. So I decided to keep Googling things, kind of just still seeing what was going on where I used to live, like if anything else happened, like did they find the note, like whatever, what happened to the guy, like pipe bomb, blah, blah, blah. I come to find out it was not a pipe bomb the man had, it was just a thermos and his umbrella. And this is what I hate about the media sometimes, is that they do shit like this and it starts a fucking panic and it's so fucking scary and terrifying, and then like literally you go down a fucking rabbit hole of craziness to only find out that it was a fucking umbrella and a thermos. The article did go on to say that the guy was still in critical condition, so I'm not really sure of the update beyond that part. So I decided to call my best friend this morning because he was also having like a really shit week too. So I decided to go outside and to also kind of give myself a proper wear test of being like out in the heat and the humidity to see how this foundation holds up. And my back is facing the street, so like the front of me is facing the apartment building, where I hear a car go around the corner and just like stop, right? So I'm assuming that they're parking, but like there's no real parking spaces on my block, so I was kind of confused. So I slowly start turning around, and when I turn around, I notice that there was this dark blue Nissan Sentra. There's a man in the front seat putting on a clown mask, a fucking scary, terrifying clown mask, right? And he had a whole, underneath he had like the clown outfit on. Think of like John Wayne Gacy style, like it was like a fucking clown outfit. The man next to him, the only way I could fucking describe him is the old man from Jurassic Park, like Amber Kane and all. I was like, what the fuck is this? Michael's talking to me and I couldn't even understand what he was saying because all I wanted to do was ask these people questions like, it's July. What the fuck are you doing? Plus, it's also 10:30 this morning. Where the fuck are you going? Needless to say, that happened. And I thought to myself, I really do live a strange life. So yep, that was my week. How was yours? On today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation, which is this little bubby right here. But before I give you my overall thoughts, let me read you a little bit about the product first. Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation retails for $68. A long-wearing customizable foundation that builds from sheer to medium coverage in a wide range of universal hues that manifests the ultimate sublime skin standard. A Vita Serum Complex moisturizes and helps fight the appearance of wrinkles, while Diamond Core Powder technology enhances skin texture and helps smooth and blur the appearance of fine lines, pores, and imperfections. The silky, weightless formulation imparts a filtered, soft focus luminosity. For $68, what exactly do you get? One, this adorable fucking packaging. Look how cute this is. Basically putting other foundation bottles to shame. It comes in this really luxurious, which is so funny to say luxurious cardboard packaging, but it really is though. It's very luxurious. I definitely feel like I have money, even though my bank account says otherwise. I feel like this box very much matches the rest of her brand and the products that she has in it. So when you open it up, you get this beautiful frosted glass bottle. So you get about 1.blop. How much do you fucking get in here? 1.18 fluid ounces, which honestly, not that bad considering some foundations as of late have been less than 1 ounce and closer to $50. So good job. The beautiful black cap matches a lot of her lipstick tops, has a nice little pump here, and the glass overall is just beautiful. It definitely has a nice weight to it. It feels expensive, luxurious. I feel like I'm a better person because of it, and I love that about this foundation. So this guy comes in about 36 different shades and 5 different shade families, which is deep, deep medium, medium, medium light, and light. As you guys know, I am uncooked chicken, so you bitch got light. I actually chose the shade light 3, but I am going to put a little swatch over here on the side. I was going back and forth between light 3 and light 4. However, the sales associate was very, very kind enough in helping me pick out a shade for this guy because, you know, it is a $70 fucking foundation. So she did her job. So I thank you for that, Sephora associate. She did mention when I was putting the swatches on that this foundation does oxidize. So I made sure to leave both of those swatches on my hand as I walked around the store for a little bit to see how they would dry down. Ultimately, I chose number 3 because I was thinking, you know, I am going to be adding kind of bronzer and contour and blush and highlight and bloobity blah. Maybe I should go with a lighter base because if I go a little bit too darker, then it's not going to look right. So ultimately, I chose light 3. I felt like light 3 was a perfect match for me. I believe light 3 was a neutral option while 4 had more of either a pink or a peach undertone. So I was very happy to get like a normal neutral tone without making me look like I have salmonella poisoning. So that's great. Now, I have been playing with this foundation for the past few days now, and I kind of have some thoughts where, I don't know, like I like it, but So when I first played with this foundation, very watery and very, very thin. So I thought, oh, maybe this might not look good with a brush, so let me just use a sponge. That was wrong on my part. I felt like I was using so much fucking product on the sponge, and the sponge was just eating it and not putting it on my face. So I felt like I would kept going in and going in and going in and going in, and it just didn't look right. I used 2 different sponges, mind you. I used the microfiber Juno sponge, and that thing did not like that foundation. Like, it freaked out and didn't know what to do. So then I started using the Shop Missy sponge, which, by the way, is actually becoming my new favorite sponge. So thank you, Emily. I appreciate it. That sponge I felt like actually adhered to the product pretty well, and it was actually distributing some foundation to my face. Not a lot, but definitely better than the Juno sponge. So I noticed that this foundation is very slippery, meaning that I felt like it was just sliding all over my face, and anytime I would try to like build it up, I was actually losing coverage. I was like building it up to the point that it was starting to dissipate. So after I finally figured out how to make this work for my face, which took a little fucking time, I liked how it looked overall. It's definitely a skin-like finish. It's not matte. It's not super radiant. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Erborian CC cream in that way, or even the IT Cosmetics matte CC cream, how it just looks like a nice skin-like finish, except for the matte CC cream that you can tell that definitely has more of a matte property to it. Well, this one just feels like, you know, your skin but better. It looked beautiful. However, it was very, very, very tacky, and it was still transferring. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to set this motherfucker with some powder. So I set my whole face with Hourglass translucent setting powder, and I was like,
okay, ooh, I like this bitch. This is cute.
Started putting on my bronzer, my contour, my blush, my highlight. Looked great. For whatever reason, I decided to contour my nose. My nose is small. I don't know. Sometimes I add extra steps to be cute, and I'm not cute. And now I started to notice that the foundation was actually moving. So even though I powdered my nose and I felt that it was set, it wasn't set.
The bitch was moving.
And I was like, what am I gonna do here? So then I had to like scrape off this layer on my face, and then I had to like reapply product, and it still was kind of moving around. So I had to take an actual powder foundation from Urban Decay and then gently powder my nose to feel like the foundation wasn't going to leave my face. By that point, I've over powdered my face, so I lost the whole effect of this foundation. It was just a powdery mess. So then I was thinking,
wow, this sucks.
the rest of the night went fine. Started settling into some fine lines over here, but I couldn't tell at that point if it was because I over powdered my face or if it was because of the foundation. So I was like, all right, let me try it again the next day. Scrubbed all the shit off, went to bed, whatever, woke up, saw a crazy clown person, I don't know, and then I applied it again. Now, the trick for this foundation is, and I was talking to my friend Tara on here, hey Tara, love you bitch. She was saying like, you know, well, Pat Mcgrath, she likes to apply it with her fingers, and I was like,
oh bitch, I totally forgot about that.
so what I decided to do was not do that because I got gross little Cheeto fingers, bitch. I'm not putting that shit on my face. Instead, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna use a brush with this. Let's see how that works. So normally when the foundation's very thin, brushes don't work for me, but I was like, fuck it, maybe this might work for it. So I used some product on there, and I started kind of going around my face, and I liked it. It actually looked a little bit better, and also took literally significantly less product than it did with the sponge. However, the thing that I hated about it was that it left a lot of brush marks all over my nose. Very tiny brush marks. Still didn't look right. So I wound up going over with this, like a dampened sponge without any excess product, and lightly patted over my whole face to make it more of a smooth application. And by doing that, it looked so much nicer. Like, I fucking loved it. So for today, for my concealer, I actually used, what the hell is that brand called? Rituel de Fil? I'm saying it so fucking badly. It's probably like this.
Produit Rituel de Fille.
But I'm like, Rituel de Fil. I know, I hate me too. So I took a little bit of that concealer and started patting it out with my finger and then kind of bringing it a little bit further down my face. And I kind of understood what Pat McGrath was saying in terms of like applying this foundation with your fingers. It actually looks kind of better like that, and which then reminded me a lot of the Erborian CC cream in that way, where I kind of feel like I have to use the finger in order to pat it out. So then I was like,
damn bitch, my skin looks fucking good.
however, it was still very fucking tacky. So for this case, I actually used a little bit of setting powder. I used actually the Ambient Trio, the Hourglass one. Dusted my face very quickly, nothing too crazy, kind of like stamped it on around my nose so it didn't look too overly cakey or anything like that. Let that shit dry, finished my eye look, and then kind of continued on with like my bronzer, my blush, my highlight, whatever, used some setting spray, and that was that. And I have to say, with this method, it was so much nicer. So this is definitely a very, very sure formula. And I do think that you can build it up to somewhat of like a medium opacity, but still then I'm like, medium, I think it's more really light medium, if anything. I think this is kind of perfect for someone that doesn't really wear a lot of foundation and they want something very light and like skin-like almost. I think the issue is that I don't like is that it moves around too much. And so by that point, when it moves around too much, you're kind of over powdering and then you're making it cakey. It's just, it defeats the purpose of the foundation. The other thing too is that it does transfer. I was actually on my phone today for a very long time talking to a lot of different people today. When I would take my face away from the phone, I actually had a beautiful ring of foundation from my cheek. So that was cute. I love that. Overall though, it feels really nice on my face. It definitely feels weightless. It's a very pretty color. It doesn't oxidize too crazily on me. I feel like I still look very true to myself. I'm not catfishing anybody. Like I still look like me. I definitely want to try it a little bit more in more like extreme temperatures. This next week I believe is going to be in the 90s, so I want to try it and go to work with it and see kind of how that goes. But for kind of being outside for a couple of hours, I would say it was like upper 80s with some humidity. I felt like my makeup kind of just stayed on my face. So I've been wearing this foundation for about 7 hours now at this point. It's not terrible. It actually I think looks pretty fucking good still. So I'm going to zoom you right in to show you what we're working here with at this point. I have to say though, like the claims in this foundation are really interesting and unique, where it says like it smooths over areas, and I feel like that's definitely true. Like over here and over here definitely look really nice. My nose looks really good. It scared the shit out of me.
Sneak 100.
You know what's really funny? Because I zoomed in and I looked back and I saw the bathroom door open and I was like horrified. I was like, where is he? And then he just like came tiptoeing out. Tiptoeing.
Tiptoeing, nailed it.
I gotta go home.
You're home.
Love you.
Great.
Be quiet. Okay, so like I was rudely interrupted. I have to say, like overall though, I think my skin looks pretty good. I definitely think that like these areas look really nice. They don't look cakey or anything like that. The product does settle a little bit in my fine lines around my mouth, and at the end of the world I can kind of like pat them out with a finger and it's cool. But overall though, like I don't know, like even for wearing it for like I said 6-7 hours, like looks pretty decent. Granted, I haven't really done much other than like sit on the phone and like cry about things, but other than that, like everything is pretty fucking good. Why would you leave the bathroom door open? Look at my face. Is it looking?
Yeah, that's fine.
Seal of approval. Okay, so with that said, it's like while I'm having a better experience with it this day, I still feel like it's kind of too soon to say like, yes, this is an amazing foundation, you should fucking go and buy it. So I kind of want to try it a little bit more. So this is like definitely like a first impressions of how I feel with it. But I definitely think though, right off the bat, if you are somebody that enjoys kind of like the sheer to light to medium-esque coverage, then yeah, this foundation might be of interest to you. If you're looking for full coverage, I wouldn't bother with this at all. So overall though, like I'm not upset that I purchased this foundation, but I am definitely not completely in love with it. I feel like there have been foundations that I've tried initially and I was like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing, I'm gonna suck your dick, love you forever. Like those are great. Like my Tarte Concealer, for example, my Dior Air Flash, like those are two things that are like my tried and true, like I'll literally jerk off everybody for them.
Middle of hot swapping dicks.
So while I really enjoy what it looks like today, my first day was less than stellar, which kind of makes me want to play with this foundation a little bit more before I can say like,
yes, oh my god, you should totally get it.
not to say that I'm the end all be all. You should listen to other people's reviews as well and kind of like take the average of that and then, you know, consider if you want to buy it or not. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not terrible, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's like, it's not but it's like not terrible, but it's like not bad though.
They should put that on the container. It's
Just-
not bad.
Yeah.
I wonder why they don't use that more often.
I know. It could be killing it right now. Moral of the story is it's not bad, it's not terrible, but it's not amazing either. Like it's decent. I'm not mad at it. I'm comfortable saying that.
Just end it. Stop it.
So with that said, I'm interested to hear from you guys. Are you going to be picking up this foundation? Do you have it? Do you like it? Do you give a shit? Do you want to see me review something else? Let me know because I would love to hear from you. On that note, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button. It's free. And hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Discord. On Thursdays, we do a podcast called The Miserable 3. And sometimes I take over my husband's Twitch channel where I play Paper Girl, but now I'll be playing Barbie Supermodel Adventure. So if you want to see that, all the links will be down below. And I guess I'll see you little pumpkins later. Bye.